have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. A mole has emerged from JD Sports and now wanders the streets of Byker, bleary-eyed and unsure of the stability of the ground. He is thin, and his cheeks are wasting. He hasn't eaten enough over the winter period. He's a bit fucking sketchy, on edge, alert but unresponsive. There's no God at his feet and they stumble. He exists without direction and sits outside of himself, as he sees what he does, but he is not wholly aware of his intention. Glazed, he walks with a fruitless panic. A soundtrack of strained and slid violin notes leak out from a nearby window. Poised behind the glass, the musician's silhouette can be seen tall and proud, his skirt downturned as he sings at the trains that roar past on the tracks overhead. The woven tones of rosy ropes sliding violin, slightly flat, as the threaded fretted steel is easing into its defined tension. The trains and the cars dance to the musician's lubricated composition as leaves eddy and swirl in the ebb of the traffic's airflow. The violin sings at the city answers. The mole stirs and offers an accompaniment, but his vocal cords are rusty indeed. Being watched, hunted. Oh. Vultures circle. Children on BMXs too big for their bodies but too small for their egos, flash certain abyssals and peer up on concrete overhangs, racing and sliding to a stop with the violins glissando. They loiter in alleyways, lurking, smirking, stalking their prey, exchanging penny sweets and fabricated sex tips while they wait. Quick, about to edit. Return to the garden, Mr. Mole. Garden. Now. 1. British. Not green as such, but an indeterminate space in which one can exist undisturbed. 2. Antediluvian. Our origin. See Genesis. 3. Subjective bliss. There is a house directly in front of Mr. Solomon who uses his stage. A flat, set into a high-rise terrace with stacked hydrogenics, with cracks in the walls and crack behind walls, cementing together with a sticky residue that clings to tissues left too long beside limescale with and the tar coughed up from lungs to limescale walls. A dog sits on the arm of a chair, and he watches the dog firmly back and forth without hesitation. The dog's name is Howard, or Howard for short. He gazes passively out the window of his small estate, whilst his human beckons to him from the front garden of plant pots, hanging baskets and shrubs rudely sprouting up from mossy gaps between paving stones. She is tearing a creeping vine from the red brick wall, steadily adding to the smattering of rust that settles the track. She chuckles. Howard cocks his head with vague nonchalance and rests his chin on the crux of the windowsill. Beneath, he has already found his garden for the afternoon, with the sun tickling his wet black nose and the broken fog filtering into his upturned ear. He shall probably remain there until he is coaxed away with the promise of gravy and anonymous meaty chunks. His human continues to chant. The Siddharth woman doesn't understand. Beneath him is beneath him. Sisters, beneath me. Beneath me. Beneath me. Beneath me. Beneath me. He can't hide. His skin is too pale, and his fingers stand out offensively against the black bollard like silence between notes. He has buried himself as deep as he can into his clothing. He can't let go of the bollard to move. He has no idea where might be safe to move to, but the risk must be taken. His statuary discomfort is itchy, and the vultures can sense his distress. He's vexed. Time to suss out a destination. Time to seek a garden. The violin breathes. Return to the garden, Mr. Mole. Correct. The mole runs up the neck of the violin, scratching her head, searching for sunlight in the clearing after the cloud. He turns left, right, spins around, quickly, back, left, right, stop, confident in her neck, a bike tire skids sharply to a hole in the raised walkway that pieces pours down, bubbling from the back of the child's mouth like hot oil, vulgar against the violin's crescendo. Oh. The mole slips on the resulting slick beneath him, uncertain of his footing. Fall, roll, reach, and skid. Without the structural rigidity of the bollard, he's fucked. He can't get his mind in check, he can't see straight, panicked by the wave of abuse that cascades down on him from meters above. He finds his feet with the aid of his hands and shuffles out of the corner in an effort to remove himself from the situation. He runs as the violin leaps. Left, right, straight, spin, brick wall, back, right again, straight, brick wall front, brick wall right, bike behind, push left, peer under, lower to belly, crawl through leaves, stand, forwards, up the steps, down the corridor, hit the wall, fire exit sign is iridescent and guarding green, hit the door running, break out, perfect cadence, breathe, breathe, breathe. The mole emerges from Michael Wall, and the taunting cries of the vultures and the violins repeated in perfect glissandos gently fade into engine roars and the sound of tires on tarmac. The dance of the traffic has engulfed the music. He walks to find bearings. Find them, then find the... Return to the garden, Mr. Mole. He seeks shelter in a bus stop and comfort in the gaze of a woman propped up against boots on the other side of the road. They hold each other for 3 long seconds as his heart rate steadies. What does she read in his face? Pupils emanate something that he can't quite place his finger on. It's under the thumb and on the tip of the tongue, though I doubt she has anything to teach him. Nothing new, at least. She's too new. The woman stands primed and finished. Her jawline and chin have been vacuum formed, buffed, painted, now sit rigid and refined on her face. The rest of her body follows suit. She is an item to be admired but not touched, a mannequin. She wears the high street and finds her garden in her reflection. Stood underneath the blue banner of the pharmacy, she smiles astride a Marlboro light and curls the corner of her mouth around its filter end, softly leaking smoke like Romany folds at a window. Her name is Jemima. She jumps over puddles and ducks under rain as she is lost in a childish will to imprint herself upon small pools of water. She has forgotten the freedom that she found in Beatrix Potter, and instead stares longingly into glistening surfaces, seeking affirmation in her returned glare. Jemima is joined by another. Unlike Boots, the apothecary carries his wares with him. He He offers alternative views and alternative speech with his alternative medicines under the counter. No sales receipt. Bear them now, bear them. Test the valves. Dip your elbow in the water. A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, I, O. Swiftly forgets the curve, swiftly forgets the curve, swiftly forgets the curve of Jemima. He lets him. Passive in him. Passive in him. Passive in return to the garden. Return to the garden. Return to the garden. His animosity and humanity, was an antediluvian expulsion from the garden, and now he only catches glimpses of tranquility and harmony born in or found after hyperbolized experience. He is numb to normality. The musician finds his garden in conversation with the city. Jemima in reflection. The apothecary in his wares. Howard in his chair arm. His human in Howard. The vultures in their triumph over weak moles that squint unsure of the bright light of day. The mole has no garden. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth.